the most mysterious wife of Dubai's ruler, Hind Al Maktoum, has always lived in incredible luxury. Their wedding entered the Guinness World Records as the most expensive in history. But her life only seems perfect at first glance because in 44 years of marriage, almost no one has seen this woman. And just recently, Sheikh Mohammed showed exclusive footage of his wife for the first time. What does she really look like? Why was she hidden for almost half a century? What secrets does Dubai's First Lady keep? And why shouldn't anyone envy her wealth? Watch until the end. We will show these rare clips and share shocking details of her life. Let's begin. Hind did not choose this life. She was born into the ancient Al Maktoum family, the same family that has ruled Dubai for several generations. She is Sheikh Mohammed's cousin. In such families, marriages are arranged within the dynasty to preserve the purity of royal blood. At the time of the wedding, she was only 17 and he was already 30. Mohammed already had a daughter with a Lebanese woman he left soon after the child was born. Hind had no choice. Such marriages were a common practice in their dynasty. Just a year after the wedding, she gave birth to her first child, and then began what became the greatest challenge of her life. Over the next 20 years, Hind gave birth to 12 children. She gave birth every year, taking a break only once for a few years. But the most unbelievable part is that she even managed to give birth twice in 1 year, in January and in December. It's hard to wrap one's mind around that. Would you agree to something like this? Carrying and giving birth to one child is a serious challenge for any woman. 2 or 3 is already a real feat. 12 children almost without stopping requires either incredible physical and emotional strength or complete acceptance of one's fate. Could she have imagined such a life when, at 17, she married Sheikh Mohammed? By the way, the ruler of Dubai recently showed exclusive footage of his wife. In these rare clips, she is around 17, long dark hair, a young face. Next to her sits a nanny gently brushing the girl's hair. A touching scene from the past. And after the wedding, Hind disappeared from public view forever. But why did this happen? Why is the most important woman in this royal family hidden from cameras and public attention for so many years? Some believe it may be due to jealousy. Rumor has it that Hind is so beautiful that the Sheikh does not want other men to see her. The few people who have seen her in person say that her son, Prince Hamdan, looks incredibly similar to his mother. Imagine how beautiful a woman must be if her son is considered one of the most attractive men in the Middle East. However, perhaps it is all about tradition. In conservative Eastern and royal families, the ruler's senior wife is often not shown to outsiders. In Islamic culture, this is not seen as a restriction, but as a sign of respect and high status. The more private a woman's life is, the higher her position. But what else is hidden in the fate of Hind Al Maktoum? And why shouldn't anyone envy her wealth? Her long journey as a mother was not the only challenge in her life. Throughout the years, Sheikh Mohammed had more than 6 official wives. No one knows exactly how many unofficial ones he had. Under Islamic law, a man may have up to 5 wives at the same time, and the ruler of Dubai used this right. All the wives were foreigners. A German, a Lebanese woman, a Turkish woman, a Greek woman, and a Jordanian princess. They were young, beautiful, and educated. They gave the Sheikh children at the same time as Hind, and all of them had to accept this as normal, as part of the traditions and their position. But here is what's interesting. The other wives stopped at 2 or 3 children. Hind gave birth to 12. Was this really expected of a woman of royal blood? Maybe the other wives simply didn't have time to have more children because the Sheikh would divorce them. But 12 biological children was not the whole story. When the Sheikh divorced another wife, their children were usually given to Hind to raise. According to people close to the family, she accepted these children with joy and never made a difference between her own and the ones she raised. On top of that, she adopted several orphans from children's shelters. The exact number is unknown, but it is said to be at least several boys and girls whom she raised as her own. But why did she remain the only wife of Dubai's ruler who never left him? Hind lives in the main Zabeel Palace, the ruler's residence. It is a symbol of her status, the senior wife, the matriarch of the dynasty. The other wives received palaces in different parts of the city. Each wife lived separately with her children, far from the center of power. But among all the wives, Princess Haya, the daughter of the King of Jordan, held a special place. She was 12 years younger than Hind, brighter, more modern, more public. Haya was the only wife of Sheikh Mohammed who was allowed to visit Zabeel Palace, instead of waiting for her husband to visit her, as tradition required. But while she shined in public and drew admiration, Hind stayed in the shadows, still holding the status of the chief wife. And when Haya divorced the ruler of Dubai, Hind became the only one left. Perhaps she also wished to leave, but couldn't. Or maybe the traditions she grew up with would never allow her to even consider such a thought. Who knows? But the many women in Sheikh Mohammed's life were not the hardest trial for Hind. She faced a tragedy any mother fears to imagine, even in a nightmare. She lost her eldest son, Rashid, who was meant to become Dubai's future ruler. But even after all these blows of fate, Hind did not break. Instead, she turned her pain into strength that changes the lives of thousands of people. Being unseen does not mean being inactive. She launched a large-scale program called Dubai Weddings, which helps young Emirati couples hold a proper wedding. In their society, weddings are traditionally very expensive and lavish. Not every young couple can afford one without falling into debt. Now, through Hind's foundation, the government pays for event halls and covers a significant part of the wedding expenses. In the first year of the program, more than 700 weddings were held through it, 3 times more than usual. During the holy celebration of Ramadan, Hind's charity foundation collected and distributed more than 15 million meals to families in need. She funds the construction of mosques across the country, pays for pilgrimages to Mecca for those who cannot afford it, and supports hospitals, schools, orphanages, and educational programs. In 2024, she was awarded the honorary title of Islamic Personality of the Year. It is one of the most prestigious and respected awards in the Muslim world. Her face remains hidden from the world, but the work she does is visible to everyone. Dubai's First Lady is deeply respected and loved by the people of the Emirate. She shared both joy and sorrow with her husband, endured all his numerous relationships and marriages with other women. She lives in a luxurious palace, and her children rule the Emirate today. And by the way, the Crown Prince, Sheikh Hamdan, named his newborn daughter Hind, after his mother. But can her life truly be called happy? Would you want to live this way? Share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. See you soon.